Hey, all right, I want to talk to you about two of my books, two of my many books, but this is a series, first and second, and more are on the way. I have several in the works planned, but we'll start with The Heart of the Loch, which is the first book, and then we'll talk about the second one. Get rid of this one. So, The Heart of the Loch. All right, first I'll read you the back cover. What happened, I was sitting at one of my locals, one of my motorcycle hangouts. And being a proper Scotsman, I've been to Scotland many times, and I've seen the magnificent statue of the kelpies coming out of the water, the big metal kelpies coming out of the water. And I got to thinking, the Scots have the kelpies and the selkies, and the two have never met. And they have very different personalities, and it just, why shouldn't they meet? Why shouldn't they come together? And if they did, what of it? And I came up with this story that was a Kelpie king, so that's the horse-like aquatic creature, and a Selkie princess. And they get into a love situation that's forbidden and all that kind of stuff. Let me read you what's on the back here. An epic, mythic fantasy of sacrifice, prophecy, and the battle for unity. Beneath the mist-shrouded highlands of Scotland, an ancient power stirs, one born of river and sea, of prophecy and forgotten magic. The child of Brannoch the Kelpie and Narina the Selkie has grown in secret, protected by guardians of water and stone. But as the veil between worlds thins and shadows gather at the edge of Loch Ness, his destiny can no longer be delayed. A rising darkness, fueled by blood magic and ancient grudges, threatens to consume both land and water. Duncan MacAulay, once a man of honor, now commands an army steeped in corruption, and he wants the heart of the Loch. To stop him, the clans of the Highlands must unite with the Riverborn and the Selkie folk in a fragile alliance built on centuries of mistrust. So this is an origin story. I'm giving you a new character that is the product of both the Selkies and the Kelpies. And then in the second book, I just launched that character. Off he goes, and then onward from there. But I have a philosophy when I write that don't you dislike it like I do when you read a book and you're 30, 40 pages into it and it hasn't grabbed you yet, you don't know if you want to keep going. I just, should I put it down? And so I always feel that with my books, you should be able to open to any page and just read a paragraph or two and know that this is the kind of book you want to read. And if it's not, put it down. And I think it has to grab you from the beginning as well. This is fairly short for me. This is 265 pages. I generally write considerably more than that, like 400. But I'm going to try to read you the prologue, which is only one page, because if the prologue gets you, you're going to like the book. And if it doesn't talk to you at all, skip it. You can get this on Amazon. It's $12 on Amazon. Just look for The Heart of the Loch and it'll pop right up. And that would be great. And remember, on Amazon, it's really important to leave a good review. That's the big deal. If you want to get more books and you want me to keep going, you need a good review. All right, the prologue. The divided waters. Long before men built stone castles upon Scotland's rugged shores, before crosses marked the sacred places, and before human songs tamed the wild winds, there existed two ancient peoples of the water, the Kelpies and the Selkies. The Kelpies ruled the inland waters, the black lochs and rushing rivers, birthed from storm and sorrow. Shapeshifters with blood colder than the waters they haunted, they could become fierce black stallions, huge and wild, or transform into humans with eyes like winter skies. But no matter the form, their hearts beat with the merciless hunger that drove them to lure unwary travelers to watery graves. The Selkies ruled the vast seas beyond, tender souls clothed in shimmering sealskin. Beings of gentle song and morning eyes, they could shed their magical skins to walk as humans upon the shore. Yet their souls remained forever bound to the rhythm of the tides and the sorrows of the deep. For centuries beyond counting, these two peoples never mingled. The waters of the loch stayed bitter and still. The sea remained wide and restless. An unspoken yet absolute law divided them. For should their blood ever mix, it was said the waters of Scotland would turn to blood and sorrow for 1,000 years. But fate, like the tide, cannot be commanded by ancient laws. This is the tale of Brannoch of the Thundering Hooves, king of the Kelpies, and Narina of the Silver Eyes, daughter of the Sulky Queen. It is a story of forbidden love between river and sea, of ancient magic and bitter betrayal. And perhaps it is also a story of hope. For even the oldest curses may sometimes be broken. And then there's Brannick. Various illustrations in there. So, you know, you can get a bigger sample read on Amazon. I think they do that. I don't know. I'm published in a lot of places. Barnes & Noble and all of that. So I don't follow what they all do. But I'm pretty sure you can get a bigger sample on Amazon and see if it's for you. And if it is, I hope you're going to buy it. And then I'll get into the sequel. Enjoy.